I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Love Vibe TV. And I am your hostess, Reverend Lunchlady. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to answer those questions about how do I just get over it? Or if you've heard people say, just move past it, or dealing with that pain and trying to like trudge through to make something happen for yourself. Whatever it is that you are dealing with from your past or in the present, this is about those things that interrupt your peace. So when you think of, okay, I would like to date again, and yet there's such tenderness and heaviness in your heart, and it makes it really hard to move forward. That's what we're going to play with today. And today, I want to give you one of my favorite practices for addressing these emotional wounds. So it's called Regenerating Images in Memory. I want to give you a way to use this on yourself. I actually do some pretty deep processes with my clients where we do this and I facilitate it. Sorry. And there are very simple ways. Like I've found in using this process, which basically to describe it, it would be accessing your own imagination as the voice of your soul, which it is. I mean, your imagination is way more. I'm going to do a whole video on this, but your imagination is way more than we've ever acknowledged it for. Our imagination is the voice of your soul. That is huge, right? But how many times are we kind of discounting it as something that, oh, it's just something kids do, or it's not, it's not real, it's just silly and that kind of thing, or it's made up. Well, if you are willing to suspend your disbelief and go beyond to what it can actually do, which is what we're going to do today, you can absolutely change your life. And for me, my whole life, since I've been a regenerating images and memory practitioner, I've noticed that I basically live my whole life in this way. And I can tell you more about that because it's about being in awareness, in flow, and being willing to be present with all things without judgment. So it's living with your experience in life without having to judge it as right or wrong or good or bad, and be that observer. When you can be an observer of a lot of these things that are occurring in your life, there's less of a charge to it, less of a triggering experience, but there may be. And if you're noticing a sensation of a trigger or a pain or that heaviness on your heart, without going into the judgments, you're taking away about, and I'm making this up, but for me, it's about 85 to 90% of the pain. Most of the pain is not the awareness of the heaviness or the loss or the grief. The heaviness is judging ourselves for having that and judging ourselves for not getting over it faster. And the fastest way to move through, so emotions are meant to be in motion, they are in motion, but if we're repressing it or making it wrong or avoiding it, then it doesn't go anywhere. It's like you're putting up this huge roadblock for your emotions, which means then they have to like hide out in your body. Then they become other things, or they squeak out in very weird ways. So knowing this, like knowing how we can like repress these things, and then it comes out as blaming or projecting or reacting in circumstances that it kind of doesn't add up. You probably seen yourself do this or seen other people do it, where all of a sudden, you know, somebody leaves a cabinet open in the kitchen and then a person blows up because they've just held in all their frustration about a million other things. And then it's like, I can't believe it. And it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's a cabinet, open it, whatever. So, but that's what can happen. So when you can integrate emotional care like this into your life, it completely changes how you feel about yourself, because you start being able to trust your capacity to be in hard things. Because the bottom line is, no matter what happens, you'll be okay. There may be a longer way to get there or a more efficient way to get there. And I find the more I add these tools in my toolbox, then I don't have to fall into suffering and attacks from the inner critics or spirals of judgment for very long. It just shortens that life cycle, and it gives you more time to be in ease and joy, and remember that you can do hard things, and that life is supporting you, and that things are working out for you. But certainly when there's pain that we don't know what to do with, then that can be very tricky. So I want to give you a couple steps to start kind of opening the curtains to allow you to feel more empowered with difficult emotions. And certainly I have tons of resources. I will make sure to include some in the notes. If you're not watching this on Love Vibe TV, please go over there and subscribe, because that is where I'm going to continue the series on a regular basis. And right now I'm sharing it in a lot of places, but I'd love for you to come over there. That's my mission. My dream is to develop the Love Vibe TV channel as a hub for those conscious women who really want to create an extraordinary love life, but an extraordinary life, and be using tools and strategies that are empowering and give you new ways to date and create relationships that actually honor you in powerful ways, rather than the old rules of how to get the guy and all that crap that doesn't really feel good. So anyway, go join me there. I also have my Love Attraction Toolkit, which I'll put a link below, or you can just go to getsuperloved.com and it's on the homepage. But that has over 50 tools like this that can support you in all sorts of situations. And you can use it for creating your love life, enhancing your existing love life, and it also works with money. So if you want to expand your prosperity vibe, it's also good for that. So thank you for being here. Let's jump into a practice. So regenerating images and memory. By doing this, we are connecting in with our body, and we're connecting into whatever it is that is coming up. So if you notice that you're distracted, or your emotions or tenderness or heartache is interrupting your life, it is keeping you from feeling peace or feeling like you can, be you or enjoy your life, then it's just a call for attention. It's called for attention inward. So you can even think about something right now that may be kind of tender for you. What is it that is present with you that feels kind of difficult. I mean, it's kind of not hard to find things right now in this present time if you're watching this live or soon around the live time, or who knows what's going to be happening when you watch it in the future. But, notice what is happening for you and what is going on. So just finding one thing that you would like to maybe transform or look at, and we'll begin there. And if you don't have something, don't worry. We'll just let your body show you. That's actually the brilliance of this. What you need to know is that your emotional operating system, your subconscious being, is very powerful. And as we've been talking this time, your subconscious body is listening to all this. And when it listens, it knows exactly what to do. So most of the time, we're just not giving it a chance to show you. So this will give you a chance to interact with it and bring the unconscious stuff to the conscious space, which when it's in the conscious space, when it's there, then you have choices. Then you get to say hello to it. You get to see it. You get to make, you get to kind of do what you want with it and be empowered. So noticing whatever you're noticing right now in your body. So we're going to take a couple breaths, just getting used to being here. So taking a couple breaths as you just arrive here, knowing that this is a time for you and your body, and to have a relationship with whatever it is that is calling your attention right now. What is calling your attention right now in your body? And it may be an awareness of something that's bugging you. It may be a sensation. It may be a pain. It may be like a backache or shoulder tension or a headache or something like that. Could be anything. So the key here is to know that you can't do this wrong or more right. And yes, I'm wearing blue eyeshadow because I think it's hilarious. And as I close my eyes, you're going to get to see it even more. But you close your eyes too. So closing your eyes and noticing what you notice first. Like, where are you being called to? You can't do it wrong or you can't do it more right. So you don't need to effort, just notice. Sometimes the sense of noticing that's coming is going to feel kind of like nothing. It's going to feel like, nothing's happening, Macy. And if that's the case, that's it. That's it. So just be with the nothing. Be with the energy, space, consciousness of nothing. Awesome. So whatever you're noticing, wherever you're noticing it, just as best you can, move into it more. As best you can, move into it more. Like you can bring your awareness into it or move into it like you're arriving in it. Sometimes it feels like, for me, sometimes it's like I am seeing myself move into that area. So whatever you're noticing about it, the color, the quality, the image, maybe there's a little sort of video vignette or something like that. As you move into it, you discover more about it. So you may have an awareness of what the emotional component is or not. So just noticing what is coming up and giving yourself that curiosity and wonder about what it's like, what you're experiencing. So noticing what you're experiencing with this. And if you're still outside of it, noticing what you're experiencing in observing it. Noticing if you're in it, what you're experiencing in your body. You may even have a sense of what it wants to provide for you. So give yourself a couple breaths as you move into this space to notice what it's here to provide you, what it knows. You begin to know what it knows and sense what it senses. And just notice it may be sort of a consistent feeling. It may be dynamically changing as you're with it. It may even feel like it's moving, or it may feel like you're floating or nothing. I mean, really notice whatever you notice. And here's the thing, just giving yourself some time and space to be with it allows it to be seen, to be heard, to be known, to be acknowledged. And if you have any awareness of what wants to happen in there, I'm keeping this very open in general because if you're doing this for yourself, you're going to want to follow your instincts. So there may be a sense of what wants to happen. So there's nothing that you can be aware of that is wrong. So follow that. Even if it doesn't match my words, you may already be doing something or changing something or moving something or talking to someone. And without this feeling like, because I know a lot of you are probably healers, you don't need to use any of your just be aware if you're doing anything like, oh, well, this is in the second chakra, so this must mean blah. Try to let the space inform you, not your mind, because your mind is just going to go to what it's known so far. And what's interesting about the subconscious space and about your imagination is your imagination can access your destiny, can access something way beyond anything you've ever learned so far. So resist going into definitions, conclusions, just from the space of knowing what you're aware of, be there. I know it's a very subtle difference, and this may take practice. And because I'm doing this as a group experience right now, it's more of an awareness stretch. So just noticing what you notice and stay in the question, stay in the, what is this? What wants to happen here? What do I know about this? And it may match some of the things you already know, but it may not. Give yourself that. And if you'd like, you can begin to speak about it. You can speak about what it wants you to know, or you can speak about what you are aware of with this. And just saying in your head what I am noticing here, what I'm receiving from this, what I'm noticing, what I'm receiving, what I'm aware of that I didn't know before. What I know now that I didn't know before. What do you notice there? And receiving and allowing that part of you that is bubbling up into your awareness, into your consciousness through your imagination. And if you notice that any support from beyond is showing up, if you sense that that would be helpful, just allow your imagination to bring you a resource just like that. Noticing who or what that is. It may be a tree, it may be an angel, it may be a friend, it may be someone dead or alive, it could be anything. At any time, knowing that this part of you is the wisest part of you. And is connected to the super conscious. So as you're in this space, know that things automatically move and change whether you feel it or not. Just by you making the choice to be present with it. So noticing what you notice now, noticing how it was when you first arrived and how it is now. It may be something you want to stay with longer. Go ahead and do that if that feels good. And as you begin to get ready to come back, just notice if there's anything else that wants to be spoken by you, anything else that you're noticing in this space, anything else that the space wants to provide for you. Receive all that now. And you can receive it depending on how you are in this. It may come in like a stream of colored energy. You may be soaking in it like you're floating in water or space. However it is, just making a conscious choice to receive all that is here. And as you receive it, your body will show you how it likes to do that. Soaking it into your body, moving energy through your body, coming into a different part of your body, the crown, your whole body, whatever it is. It may be something totally different. Whatever it is, just making the choice to receive it. It may just be like, okay, thank you for giving me this. Thank you for this awareness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling the gratitude for what you know now. And then moving back into the space of your room, your home, your porch, wherever you are, with this new sense. And it may continue, but know that just by acknowledging your body, acknowledging what's going on, saying hello to the tenderness, saying hello to the grief or the sadness, that is the most sacred, beautiful, kind, loving thing you can do for yourself. That is the energy of the beloved relationship. So, whereas, well, I'm going to let you come back into the space. So as you come back into the space, when you're ready to come back fully, your eyes will open. Maybe you're already back. Take your time. But what's so amazing about a process like this is the model for the super loved relationship. This is the model for that higher bar relationship, that conscious, soulful, connected relationship. And often what a lot of people are doing is hoping that their partner reads their mind, hoping that they just show you what you need and figure it out. Or, if they don't figure it out, maybe they're not the person for you. Or if they don't respond in the way that you need, maybe they're not the person for you. Well, actually, this is a co-creation. So it's time. In these times, I talk about the Aquarian age. This is where we are expanding into a completely new consciousness and reality. So the old ways are not working. And frankly, if you're here, those old ways probably were never for you, because you are extraordinary. If you're here, you're a brilliant unicorn being. I know that. So if you've been beating yourself up about things not working, stop. It's not your fault at all. This is about being different with all of this. So you get to be different. You get to be the you within you that knows what she knows and that she knows, and expands into this divine space, your divine intelligence, which is exactly the mirror of the relationship that you're probably asking for. So in creating a relationship, there are times when you may be aware that something's shifting for someone and you check in with them, or you communicate what's going on for you from a place of kindness and not blaming or shaming someone else, but to be like, here's what's happening. What can we do here? Here's what I need. Here's what would be really nurturing for me. Here's what happens when I get stressed. Here's what it looks like when I get scared. And educate people on how to be with you. When you do that, then you get to evolve and grow. And that's what relationships are meant to do. It's not meant to like show up and hope that something sticks. And then if they say one thing that you've decided is this or that without asking or inquiring, then you run away. And certainly there are people you're going to meet that just don't share your vibe or your values or your way of living. That's different. This is about those people that you do have a connection with and you want to grow with. So I know this was a long video, but it's really important to set the mindset and the energy and the consciousness around this so that you are entering into relationship with yourself and relationship with creating your life from a place where you're present with yourself and you have your own back and you're listening and you're honoring and you're giving yourself some space. And when you do, then these things get to move. You do, then your heart feels heard, and you may still feel some heaviness, but you can start evolving without trying to just push it away or skip over it or go into a raw, trying to convince yourself that you're okay when there is something that wants to connect with you within. So thank you for being here. Check out any of the links below. Come to Love Vibe TV and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Who else could really benefit from this? Who else is longing to have a really connected, super loved relationship? Share it with your friends. It's always great to be someone else's miracle. You're the one who's like, oh, wow, you introduce them to something that changes their life. That's amazing. So thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow. Come join us on lovevibetv.com. Thanks for being here. Bye, everyone.